going on? Mr. Dave here on the rock pile on top of a big rock. Monster Alpine job here. We're marching along and keeping things moving in this horrible heat, which is melting me. I'm melting. Anyway, so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about more advanced stuff, which you may find interesting. We're trying to get the waterfall that starts this whole thing off on the top of everything figured out. So let me turn around. I'm standing on top of the slide trough, which I'll aim down there so you can kind of see. This is the tube underneath my feet that holds or houses the slide that's going to go through and under. I'll step back and show you so I get over to the side. All right, so we've got a pond over here, 1 foot, maybe a little more deep over there, so we need water to go there. We've got the waterfall that goes off the slide. We need a waterfall there. We also have the waterfall here, which is just a waterfall. It's going to bounce down and go off here between those two big boulders. So we have three water courses that need to be fueled with water. What to do? So I was left with this giant tube on here, and I got to get above it. The water's got to go above it. So I established the spillover point somewhere. It's hard to see through the yeah, so you can kind of see that one spot right there is where the rebar is a horizontal. The water's going to fall over here. It's a 3-inch feed line, big fat feed line. A lot of water is going to be coming out of here, but I got to divert some over into that pond. I got to divert some down and get it to flatten out a little bit so it'll go over that evenly somewhat. So I'm going to make some terraces there, I think, maybe even a little well up pool to get it to go over evenly. I'm still puzzling it out. But back to the starting pond. So it's a tall structure feature. It had to get above the slide trough, so we had to make the weir part way up in the air. So we've got tons of rebar coming out of our structural supports down here, down into the bond and coping of the pool. We've added more too. So I divided this starting pond into, this will be a bubble rock, and it'll be solid down where the deck is, or the roof slash deck is of this area, the spillway. But this is the roof portion of the grotto inside. So I need to get that all sprayed. But I don't want to have this whole thing solid. That's probably a yard of cement. So what I'm going to do is leave it open on the bottom enough to where you can shoot in and get all the stuff that's on the ground. And then I'm going to have burlap on the inside of this thing with chicken wire, so they'll be able to blow that all in. I did this on another job, but I'm going to leave a gap on the bottom between the burlap and the open area below to shoot concrete in there and really get that whole deck area solid as a rock. It's going to go across over here. All this is going to get pegboard down in there to go ahead and keep that from going through. I need that big 3-inch feed line coming up, so I'm not putting much more rebar in there now because I don't want to block it up and make it harder to get that in there. That's going to come up and have a T, and then I'll do another T down into the space. So it's hard to see, I know, but this is the wall of the pond area, if you will, the starting pond. So this right here is the starting pond. The big 3 inches is going to come up here, T over, and then I'll T it down so it'll well up here. How far down? I'm probably gonna fill it up solid, maybe up to about here. It's just fast. I mean, that's maybe, I don't know, 20 bucks, 30 bucks of mud to fill this up. All that needs to get covered and locked in anyway. So we'll fill it up to about here, and that means the water level will stop. Right, the bottom of it will be right there. We'll have our pipe right here. There'll be a drain in here to get the water out once it's off. And then as it comes up, the water's coming up over this weir. I'm splitting it right here. As you can see, this is going to go down into this little crack, and it'll be a rock crack, right? So it'll crack over and it'll fill up that big pond over there. And then I need to have a pretty good sized section over here. So this section right here is going to be another place. The waterfall is going to come over and then get split. This will be a more pointy rock here. It'll go into another trough, travel down here, and then I'm going to be leveling off this area with 3/8. It's a roundy surface again because we made our tube. but I'm going to give some 3/8 in there just to give us some guidance for the shotcrete guys, and then we'll trowel that flat, maybe have a few steps coming down, maybe a pond over there, maybe put a boulder or two. These are just blob boulders in here to get the water to go there. This is a nice little platform area. Might put a boulder over here. Again, this is just blown on with the shotcrete. And then all the rest of this area will just be a nice tier step going down, dump into the pool. Might even make some areas over on the side of this humongous rock with some little platformy, crackish things that'll look like you can, kind of boulder your way up and then jump into this deep part. That's the deep end right in there. But you want to not go over too far to the left, because there's the deck. That's 4 foot of water over there. So it's 10 feet right down in the middle there. So you better know where you're jumping. So anyways, thought I'd talk to you about that. Again, this is the advanced stuff. This rock right here, this is going to be burlapped as well. Again, I did this before, but I'm going to leave the bottom open enough to where the shotcrete guy can just blow in the bottom area, all on top of that pegboard. They'll fill that all the way up, and then it'll hit the burlap, and then it'll just blow this whole thing, and it'll be solid, consistent all the way down into these structures. And these will be rocked out. Probably put a little bit more of a blob of concrete there, shotcrete there to build it up. Probably put a step out there on the side, and this place needs to be filled in with pegboard, a few more sticks of rebar, and we're good to go. So more advanced stuff, how to put a fake rock on top of something that needs to be shotcreted and be able to shoot it all at once. Leave a big gap to be able to shoot it, and then they just fill in all of that around, and then it catches the burlap, chicken wire, on up it goes. You burlapped that. This whole big rock on the left, like I was talking about, if the sun doesn't mess you up, this whole thing is going to be a regular rock with burlap on it. And then we have our starting pond that's going to be open with a big feed. Water getting split over to the pond, water getting split off to go down the top of the slide that's inside the whole structure, so you won't even really be able to tell. Just be this big cool waterfall going on. Also have a little piece of water going to split off here and go down and have a gap and an opening between these two rocks, so it'll actually go into the grotto. Cool stuff. So anyways, Mr. Dave here at the end of the day. Just thought I'd give you a little sort of tips and tricks at the pro level for making these monster projects, and how to puzzle through problems, how to make things look right but work right also. So anyway, davehenderson.podia.com for how-tos. Why does my nose, every time I'm on it, my nose, it itches every time I make these videos. Anyway, sorry about that. You gotta itch. If you something scratch, you gotta scratch it. Itches, you gotta itch it. So anyways, yeah, davehenderson.podia.com for how-tos on how we do this stuff. Free PDF downloads, some videos and stuff, other paid content that's really good value. And www.daverhenderson.com for the blogs and links to other platforms where you can check out more stuff from Mr. Dave. So check it out. Have a good day. Remember to be thankful and forgiving. Thankful and forgiving. It's also fun to talk in different dialects. It's just fun. How you doing? You go to Bronx. You be like a Bronx guy. How you doing, man? Warren Ness out there. He's from the Bronx. He has a great voice. He talks like I look more like a gangster Bronx guy, but anyway. But that, and then Italianos use the fingers. So fun to play around with some little dialects there. Love you people of the world. We're amazing. So anyways, yeah, be thankful for giving, and tell someone you love them. Give someone a smile, a hug if you can, and share some love out there. Remember to be forgiving and thankful, and don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. The Bible says 365 times, fear not or don't be afraid, or something of that sort. So that means don't do it. Don't be afraid. God's bigger than all the crap that's going on in the world right now, and Jesus is coming back soon. Very, very soon. So get ready. Open up your heart. Let him in. He'll clean you up, take you home. But you got to ask him in. He's a gentleman. So God bless you guys. Jesus is alive. And the story is coming to a close, and then a new story shall begin, and I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be rad. So have a good one, Mr. Dave on the Rock Pile, rambling on. All right, we'll talk to you soon on the next one. Bye.